So welcome back. So in this section, we'll learn about if-else in Python, Python conditions and if statements here. So in Python supports the usual logical condition from mathematics. So we can have equals, that is this. We can have, like, to be specific, I can say a equal to b, or not equals, that will be a not equal to b. So here this exclamation marks means not. If this is equal, then here not means not equal. Okay, and less than, so less than will be a less than b, or we can have less than or equal, that will be a less than equal to b. We can have greater than, so which is basically b greater than c, and lastly we can have greater than or equal, which is b greater than or equal to c. So these are all the logical condition that Python supports. So this condition can be used in several ways, most commonly in if statements and loops. So an if statement is written by using if keyword. Okay, so I can say, let's say we have a number a equal to 10 and then b equal to 30. Okay, and we can have if, let's say, a is greater than b, then in that case we can say print a is greater than b. So let's run this code. Here it doesn't print anything because a is not greater than b. But if I say a is less than b, then in that case it will say a is less than b. So let's run again. So if a is less than b, then so in that case it prints a is less than b. So here we have two variables a and b. So a had some value of 10, b have a value of 30, and then in this if condition we are checking if a is less than b. If a is less than b, then we are printing a is less than b. And if you remember, in Python this indentation is very important. This won't work because an if indentation should always be inside one tab. Okay, and we can also have elif. So what is an elif? We can say elif a equal to b, then print both numbers are equal. So let's say a and b are same. If they are 10 10, then let's run. So in this case we get both numbers are equal. That means the code goes from this way, from like top to bottom. It first check if a was less than b. No, in this case it was not less. Then it skipped the code and it goes to this block, and it checks again if a was equal to b. So in this case a is equal to b, which is 10, and in this case it goes and print both numbers are equal. And lastly we have else. So what is else? So the else keyword catches anything which isn't caught by the preceding condition. So this, it will check for this condition. If it doesn't match, it will go to this condition. If it doesn't match also this one or any other elif, then it will go to else condition. So here let's say print a is greater than b. So let's say if I have here 11, so let's run this code. So that means here we have a equal to 11 and b equal to 10. So firstly the code will go here. It will say 11 is less than 10. No. So it will go here. 11 is equal to 10. No. Then it goes to else and it prints here. So it doesn't check anything further. But what we can say is we can have multiple elif. Let's say a plus 1 equal to 5. Then we can say print addition of 1 in A equals B. So it will go and check this condition. It doesn't match, it will go to this condition. It doesn't match, it will go to this condition. It doesn't match again. And lastly, if it doesn't match any preceding conditions, then it will go to this else statement. So like we're having here a very long if else if statement. We can also have a shorthand else if. Let's say if A is greater than B, then we'll say print. So we'll say print A is greater than B. So let's run this code. So in this case, we say that A was greater than B. So therefore, this gets printed. Okay. So this is a short. What is this? This is shorthand if. We can also have shorthand if else. If else, which is also simple. Let's say print. Let's say A if A greater than B, else print B. So let's run this code. So we get here A. So how this statement reads, it will print A if A is greater than B, otherwise it will go and print B. So we can read Python code as naturally as human readable script. Let's say would say, like, if we were like to explain this code to someone, we'll say print something if something is matches, else do this. Like get a cookie from shop if the shop is open, else get a juice from another shop. So it's as simple as that. So we can also have not. Let's say if not A greater than B, then print A is not greater than B, and you can say else print A is greater than B. So if you run this code, you can say A is greater than B here, this one. So not means it will go and check this first, A is greater than B. So in our case, A is greater than B, true. And not means negation of true, which means if it is true, it will be false. If it is false, then it will true. It will be true. So it will negate. Then in that case, it will say A is greater than B, because this was true. It negates it. It becomes false. So if false, that means it will go to the else, and it will print this one. So this is it from this session. Hope to see you in another section.